Well, Shehbaz Sharif has been in politics for a long time now. I would say 30 years. His brother, Nawaz Sharif, who's known as Senior Sharif, was the prime minister of the country twice, and during that period, Shehbaz Sharif, at least twice, was Chief Minister of Punjab, which is the largest province of the country. So he has sufficient, experience of politics, of running administration, and in fact, he's somebody considered as a good administrator and is liked by the military.
Yeah, and that's an important key, military support. It's support his brother lost, though, during his term. Are we likely to see a more stable government, potentially? Of course, this is going to be an interim government, I presume, until elections can be called.
Yes, and it now depends on how long this interim government will be. But there are a couple of things I think which are important. One is what steps Shehbaz Sharif takes in healing the wounds, but also if Imran Khan cooperates at all. I mean, if he's going to, what he's threatened is more processions, more, political rallies. And if this is what he intends to do, he has to reach out as well. So if the conditions are not stable in the country, then, we have a problem. Then it makes Shehbaz Sharif's job much more difficult.
Yeah. So there's no guarantee that we're going to see Imran Khan walk away from politics at this point?
No, I don't see him walking away. He's down, but not out yet. He has sufficient support base. I mean, let's be honest. He was an urban middle class project, and there are a lot of people, including in the diaspora, who still look at him as an important alternative to traditional politicians.
That's true. He was that anti-establishment figure, but what do you think the judgment of his time in office would be?
Well, he was somebody who supported and who contributed in building a hybrid system. And a hybrid system meant that he expanded military's role in governance. There was not a single critical institution which was not headed by a retired or serving military officer. Yet he fell out with them. And in the process, what he did is that he has, politically, his political legacy is that he increased abuse, he increased polarization in the society, and he divided people and made his supporters a very rude people. Everyone who disagrees with him, they term them as traitors. So that is his political legacy. And also expanding the military's role, which now has come to bite him.
Politically, he's alienated Pakistan as well from many of their traditional allies. What are the priorities of any new government going to be?
What I'm hearing is that one of the things which Shehbaz Sharif is going to do is probably reach out to India, which is a very important neighbor for Pakistan. And it's also an important relationship because one of the reasons being Pakistan's own economy. The healing process that I talked about earlier includes some economic breathing space, and for that, Pakistan needs to be in trade with India. So that will be one of his first priorities. Also, reaching out to the West, repairing relations with the United States and other countries, that will be some of his priorities.
Pakistan under Imran Khan moved very close to China. How might he manage that relationship?
Pakistan under Imran Khan was not close to China. In fact, he completely wrecked China-Pakistan economic corridor when he came to power in 2018, and then try to build that relationship, but couldn't recover, from that trough that he created. Nawaz Sharif government or the Sharif family is considered to be closer to the Chinese. And I think even the military in Pakistan expects that while they'll reach out to the United States, they will be building critical bridges with China and attract the, $54 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor aid back to Pakistan. In the previous government of Nawaz Sharif, Shehbaz Sharif's brother about 54 billion dollars were promised, but only 24 billion were invested in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can manage to put that relationship back on track.
Really interesting developments. As you say, we'll wait and see if Imran Khan bows out in any way, but fascinating times ahead. Thank you so much, Dr. Siddiqa.
Thank you.